Hello.
Hello, is this Ethan?
Yes, it
Jason
is.
Thorpe? Yes, yeah, Jason from the Australian Pink Floyd Show.
I couldn't tell by the accent at all.
Yeah.
How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm well good. I'm in Ohio at the moment.
You're in Hawaii at the moment?
No, Ohio.
Oh, Ohio. Well,
Yeah. No, it's not Hawaii. It's a bit far away.
about to say, damn, you were almost someplace cool.
Yeah.
What was you guys are in probably the most well-known or biggest Pink Floyd tribute act out there. What was the very first Pink Floyd song you personally remember hearing?
Probably Shine on You Crazy Diamond.
Had you been a Floyd fan your whole life?
Well, I was actually quite. It wasn't until I was about 21, I think, when I first started listening to Pink Floyd. It was my brother had this girlfriend. She was a real hippie, walked around with bare feet and was, mad about Pink Floyd. Would play it all the time, and that's how I got to know it. And then I found this band that was wanted to play Pink Floyd for fun, so I joined it, and that's where it began.
When you heard "Shine On," was that when it was fresh on the radio, or was that somebody playing it and it had been out for years already?
It had been out for a while. I mean, I started in 1988 with the band, and it was around about 87, 88 that I would have kind of started listening to that stuff. So, and I thought it was wonderful when I heard it.
Because I tell this story all the time. I've been a radio DJ my whole life, and grew up most of my young life in West Texas, and my parents wanted me to listen to country music when I was real young. But at the age of like 6, I heard Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 on the radio, and have been a rock music and Pink Floyd fan ever since. And that one song basically changed my entire life. So I know how Pink Floyd can affect people for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously changed my life because it determined the course of my career. But, yeah, definitely, yeah.
You're keyboards, so you are the Rick Wright of the band, and Pink Floyd are known for all the experimentation and technology that created brand new sounds. How hard has it been for you and other guys in the band to find similar equipment and gear to replicate the sounds that they originally created out of nothing?
Well, when we first started out, we were using older equipment and, but over the years, we've you have to sort of update because when you're touring like 100 shows a year, old vintage equipment is not really reliable. But there are some good modern alternatives. But, I mean, I'm constantly updating and working with the technology, and then you have to reprogram things. So it can be it's like a never-ending task. I mean, some things are made easier, some things are not any easier. But, I mean, other guitarists have got some, kind of old pedals and things they still use. And so we kind of use a combination of, older equipment that we've sourced with newer, updated equipment.
How many of the band's albums have you guys actually learned front to back? Do you know pretty much all of their catalog right now? We haven't performed all the Pink Floyd songs, but we have done, complete albums like Wish You Were Here, Dark Side of the Moon, The Wall, Animals, and a good selection of all the other songs, from older Syd Barrett era to, the later stuff, The Division Bell and Momentary Lapse. Wow, that's got to be amazing. I mean, that's just such a huge catalog of music. And some of those songs, as obviously are up to 17 minutes long. So that's got to take a lot of rehearsal time.
Yeah, I mean, if you sang a song like Dogs or Echoes, it's a long part of the set if we choose to do it, and it does require quite a bit of practice to get right. So, yeah, definitely.
You guys actually now travel with a very similar stage setup to when the band post Roger Waters was out on Division Bell and Momentary Lapse to have Mr. Screen, the big circle, and all those lights, which, by the way, had to cost an arm and a freaking leg to get all that equipment, didn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's an expensive production to take on the road, and again, we try to recreate that sort of Floyd look with Mr. Screen and the inflatables and the lighting effects and the lasers and the animation on the screen. So it's a big show.
Did you ever get to see Floyd live on those tours when they were doing that setup with Mr. Screen and everything?
I saw them in the Division Bell. I mean, it was just a little bit before my time to see some of the earlier stuff, but I did catch the Division Bell in the early 90s, and I thought it was amazing.
I had some friends that saw them in Dallas, Texas, and then they were like, "Man, you're going to be so mad you missed it because it was so epic." But I was lucky enough to literally
just last week or so, I saw Roger Waters' This Is Not a Drill tour, which was also amazing. Have you seen Roger solo live yet?
I've not seen him live. I saw a film that he made, which I thought was incredible. We saw it in the big screen in the cinema, but I haven't had a chance to see him do that particular show live yet.
Well, if you guys get the chance to cross paths with the tour he's on right now, I would highly recommend it. It was mind-blowing for me, for sure.
Yeah, the thing is, we had a couple of days off in Nashville, and he was playing in Nashville the day we arrived.
Oh, man.
We just missed it by a hair, so, yeah.
You actually got lucky enough. Gilmore came and checked you guys out once many years ago, and then you got to play his 50th birthday party. Not only is that really cool, but that had to just be nerve-wracking as hell.
It was. I mean, he's actually seen us about 3 times now. We saw, he first came to one of our shows. We did a show in London, came backstage, said hello. It was amazing to actually meet our hero. And then we ended up playing for his birthday party a few years later. And apparently also came to another show at the Royal Albert Hall in London where his wife bought some T-shirts, I believe. But yeah, the birthday party was nerve-wracking. I was very nervous. And then, we started the show and there's Rick Wright dancing to his own music at the front of the stage. It was amazing.
Wow. Playing Pink Floyd for Pink Floyd has just got to be mind-blowing.
It was a great memory. Never forget it.
You guys are going to have that entire full setup, lasers, lights, sound, Mr. Screen, and everything going on Ruth Eckerd Hall this weekend right here in Clearwater. So about what time should it be? Before the show or maybe a few songs in should people eat their mushrooms?
I would say definitely before the show, but, because then, then you see everything.
Yeah, you guys start from the very first note, right? It's just, let's do it. Jason, thanks so much for calling in, my friend. I can't wait to see you out this weekend. Have a great time in Ohio, and we'll see you this weekend, my bud.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Have a good one, buddy.
Okay.